Good morning, Year 4. Today is Wednesday, the 13th of May. And today we're going to look at our text, what we've been using this week from the zoo, and we're going to be looking at answering an assortment, a variety of different types of questions. So here we go. So this is the text. I've had to put it very small so I can fit my questions on. And again, what you can do with this, you can download the text if you wish. Or you can write the questions out. There's only 4 in a challenge, so it won't take you long. You don't have to download those and print them out and put them in. You can just write them in. So I'm going to read again, because I've got time to read the text, and then we'll have a look at some questions, which I always think about using questions from our Vipers. So that's why there will be vocabulary ones and maybe retrieval ones. So I do try to mix it up a bit to make you think about the different style questions and types of questions which you can get. So this is the last time I'm going to read this text this week. So enjoy and read along. The man scanned the exhibit, short sentence there. Noah saw his eyes rest briefly on the hole in the wall. He put his hand on the boy's back and escorted him to the door. Once outside, Noah rushed towards the zoo exit. He was so confused that he felt sick. So much had happened in just a few hours. He pushed through the clutches of the turnstile, raced across the parking lot, and ran down the sidewalk next to Walker's Boulevard. At his house, he dropped on the couch and sat almost without moving until his parents returned home. He spent the evening in a daze and went to bed before dark. Night fell, but he was unable to sleep. He lay in bed, scanning the shadows in the half moonlight that filtered through the window, thinking about the events at the zoo. His gaze happened upon his jacket, which he'd tossed onto a chair. He saw something sticking out of the pocket, something he hadn't put there. He climbed out of bed, walked to the chair, thrust his hands into his pockets, and pulled out a piece of crumpled paper. This time, it was exactly what he expected. Another note from his sister. During the commotion at the Forest of Flight, a bird must have slipped it into his pocket. He smoothed out the paper and sat down on his bed to read it. When he finished, he clutched it to his chest and declared, "I cannot do this alone." So, I've just got 4 questions for you. And the first one is explain 2 different ways the apostrophe has been used in the text. So, it's a favourite of mine, isn't it, using an apostrophe? How is the apostrophe used in the text? There are a few different ways. So I want you to write down your example of how it's used, write the word, and then what it is. All right? So is the apostrophe used to show this, or is it used to show that? And I want to see if you can remember that without me telling you. Number 2, it says rewrite the clause. His gaze happened upon his jacket. So what does that bit mean? It happened upon his jacket. So again, it's that context. It's reading that sentence and thinking, well, I think it means this. So that's what you're going to write there. Okay? So when you're doing that, his gaze, I'll find it for you, his gaze happened upon his jacket, which he'd tossed onto a chair. So what does it mean, his gaze happened upon his jacket? So I want you to think about that. Can you rewrite that phrase to what you think it means so that it still makes sense? Okay? So it's a different sentence there, but it makes sense as to what that means. And I want you to think about that one. Write down 5 verbs. So you need to find the verbs, write them down. And it says, which information is written like a list? So as I was reading this through, I did try to read it. I'm sure that you'll have picked up. And it's like a list formation. So which bits are written in a list? And maybe you could actually rewrite that in a list. And then your challenge question there is to write a few sentences about what you think will happen next. And I know we don't know that. But in a test style question, that might be something that they ask you to do now. It's like prediction. What do you think is going to happen? So what your teachers will be interested to see what you've put there, because it really finishes on a cliffhanger in a way, doesn't it? I cannot do this alone. And you're declaring that. So I want you to have a think about what you think could go next. That's your challenge. Okay, Year 4, so you've got your science books you can do this in. Just write the questions out, because you're practicing also at this time your handwriting, your joined cursive handwriting, to make sure that you can still write at speed and write neatly, because obviously you get the marks if we can read your work. Okay, Year 4, enjoy. Go through the text again to make sure that you understand my questions. All right? Okay, good luck, happy writing, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye for now.